Fortnite, and now I'm live. Let's go ahead and pull up while I can. Twitch, and head over to the Fortnite broadcast. I'm not gonna load into this game. I don't know if the game's still going on or not.
Now at McDonald's, people are getting more of what they love from the under $3 menu.
It's over.
Really? Under
Visuals
$3.
and braids with the win.
Get more
W
value
visuals, W braids, bro.
on whatever you're
Honestly.
getting when you order the under $3 menu.
Whenever we were kind of looking at the whole lobby in that zone, kind of making the rotates, and people going crazy for high
Clicks
ground,
in eighth
Visual
right
and
now.
Braids, they were just that duo that kept being in the exact same spot no matter how the zone was moving. They were on that front side of the moving zone all the way on low ground. They completely dominated that position, and yeah, as all of the chaos kind of unfolded, they just kept it rolling, right? They were healthy, and when there was only a couple of duos left in their way towards the end of the game, they just kind of clutched up and got the elims. But Storm Sickness plays a part here early in FNCS Grands. Braids was actually going to go ahead and lose this heal up when we had that, both the POVs that were actually up. I think Sphinx was actually like 10 HP ahead, but one tick of Storm Sickness actually came in and took Sphinx out. So Braids and Visuals got the clutch there. First win of FNCS Grands.
That's the way we want to start, right? This is awesome, and we are excited to break down more of that game. First, a quick break. When we return, we'll talk about more of what we saw out of game number 1, so stay tuned.
Hey, what's up, Giova? I'm watching Grands right now. I'm trying to sub. I'm trying to do that right now.
Watch me
Alright, there we go. And now I'm subbed to Fortnite official. There we go.
Wait, if you have it, wait. 100? 100? Oh my god.
Alright.
And I don't know how to feel about it.
You're not used to losing. Getting beaten?
Not like this. These players are just so locked in.
Could it be the milk?
What is this? Oh.
Stay there.
Alright, chat, are y'all ready? I just subbed to the Fortnite broadcast thing, so we're gonna be watching this all stream, no ads. Already, yo, what's up, Unknown? What's
Welcome
up, Jay?
back
What's
to
up,
the
Fortnite Go?
FNCS game number 1. I can't believe it, finals. Here we are, in case you missed it. Visual and Braids pick up a victory royale against
What's up, iShow Speed
Muzz
Follower?
and Sphinx. It was close, came down to
Just
the
subs for
wire,
watching, no
but
ads.
ultimately Visual and Braids
Yo,
win
DJ,
out.
what's up? What's
As we prepare
up?
ourselves to kind of take a look at the leaderboard,
Visuals
game
and
number
Braids
1
took the
all
first
finals
win.
was chaotic. I feel like we got a little bit of
Clicks in
everything,
8th,
right?
Peter
Kelly
Bot
and
in
Viv? I mean,
4th.
we got High Ground, we got Clicks versus Peterbot, we got Soaring Through the Air with Overdrives. We got it all.
It's your birthday today, W! Happy birthday,
Rewatched our show
DJ!
open. We actually showed
W birthday,
High
W
Ground with
birthday.
Clinton Higgs going up against Peterbot Pollo, and it was very reflective of what we just saw at the end of game 1. This is
Happy
clearly a
birthday.
strategy that not only Clicks and Higgs had in mind, but Peterbot and Pollo as well. They kind of read Clicks and Higgs, knowing that they're going to take height early, and you saw that when they kind of went for height, Vivid, they didn't necessarily go for height. Instead, it looked like they were going for Clicks and Higgs.
Yeah, exactly right. At one moment, it kind of looked like they could have just kind of like walked up, but they were going instead for the fight. Like
Yeah, you're welcome, you're
This was
welcome.
kind of crazy.
Don't mention
like,
him.
Watching these two duos kind of go head to head for the high ground, it looked like
We're
you
gonna
would
watch
try
this
some of
next
this
one
stuff
in
in,
the
like, streaming
actual
as opposed to,
Fortnite,
like, an
and we're gonna have the
FNCS
broadcast pulled up as well.
lobby for game number 1. Like they just
Yeah.
kept going up. and
Enough
up and
insult
up and
in
trying
16.
again and again and again. And you know, listen, I had a little like a shower
Where's our
thought, I guess
off-spawn
you could
dead
kind of
teams?
call it,
Let's
after
see, let's see.
watching
Carillion and
how
Dargu
successful
off-spawn
some of the
death.
teams were by not going for high ground.
Tyler and
Like,
Chance,
it's always
dang.
like, man, I kind of hope that Peter and Pollo are kind of like the team on NA that we see
Dang.
just not go for high ground and kind of concede it. Because if you take a look at the position that they were in game number 1 before they went for high ground, they were so healthy. They could have just kept going with the flow, you know, playing their mid-ground layer. They had 6 eliminations, they were fine. And instead, you kind of get the situation where they go for height, they take the 2v2, and both Clicks and Higgs and Peterbot and Pollo kind of, as the dust settled, neither one of them were in a good spot.
Just terrifying visuals there from
Yo,
the
what's up,
high
Leo?
ground. But,
Welcome
I
to
mean, you know,
stream.
I'm here for it. I'm here
Welcome.
to see these kind of
Yo,
two
what's up,
duos
you
go
know my
head to
son?
head.
Welcome,
That's what I'm
welcome.
here for, man.
Welcome.
Excitement.
William,
also have
welcome.
the highlight there as well. I mean, Muzz and Sphinx ending that and almost winning it out, right? Storm Sickness kind of being the decision maker there. Love seeing this strong start. There we go. Out of Muzz and Sphinx. I'm excited to talk about Muzz. Can you tell?
I can
But
tell.
excited to see them.
I mean, who doesn't stutter when we talk about Muzz? I mean, there's a reason why he's our international player.
Go!
But Muzz and Sphinx, once they had the high ground, it looked like it was going to be their game. But honestly, I think it's less of what they did incorrectly and more of the fact that we had Braids on the low ground, getting some eliminations from that other team down below, obviously getting Shockwave into the Storm. Is not going to be the position that you want to be in for Muzz. But Sphinx here, you can see the electricity, meaning that he is going to be taking that Storm damage or Storm Sickness. And unfortunately, that was going to be the difference maker for that victory royale.
Yeah, that overdrive grenade might have been the actual difference maker there, right? If Muzz was actually in a position to go ahead and stop some of that heal off from Visuals and Braids could have, you know, helped Sphinx kind of clutch that
Yes.
one up. But hey, first game of Grands, a little bit of jitters, would not be surprised. Taking a look at the leaderboard here, though, our top 10, kind of what we expected, right? Corwin and Rapid find themselves in 6th place right there. Didn't really see too many like highlights from them, but obviously made it into
Cold
the end
and
game.
rapid,
you know,
sticking
far
to the
enough
low
to still
ground,
be
as we
placed
know
up
that they
pretty
love
high.
to do. But as you were saying, not necessarily the game that they probably won from game number 1, but still getting things warmed up right now. We do kind of not necessarily the game that they probably won aggression coming out from still getting things warmed up right now. We feel out how the low ground was being played right there because there was a lot of chaos going on. And Cold, you know, did what he could, and still as a sole player, of course, he's getting 11 refreshes, but eventually that was going to stop. He did what he could, and still as a sole player, in the top 10 right now, 11 refreshes, but eventually that was going to stop. There's still so many more games. Zeke, you're freaking out right now. What's in the top 10 right now?
See, that moment, man.
Still,
That's
you know,
one of those moments where Cole was like, yo, Rapid, what happened? He was like,
Zeke,
dude,
you're freaking out right now. What's wrong?
just that moment, man. That's one of those moments where Cole was like, yo, Rapid, what happened? He was like,
Everything's
dude,
fine, right? That was
dude,
just the first game
just
out
don't.
of 12,
Just
right? We have
don't.
5 more
Just don't.
today.
Just
Just
don't.
cement
Listen,
ourselves.
everything's fine.
And prepare
Right, that was
ourselves
just
for
the
days
first
number
game
2.
out of
So for
12,
now, right, we
we
have
take a
5
step
more
back, we
today
chill,
and
right?
cement
Why
ourselves
don't we go get
and
some more
prepare
action? Why
ourselves
don't we go
for
over to
days
the
number
casters
2,
too?
game
So for
number
now,
2.
We take a step back, we chill, right? Why don't we
Yeah,
get
we
some more action?
definitely
Run over
want
to
more
casters
action
for game
all
number
over this.
2.
Game 1 proved to be exciting already. Cleeks
Yeah,
and
we
Higgs on the high
definitely
ground.
want more
I didn't think
action
too many
all
teams
over
would
this.
contest
Game
them
1
until
proved to be
Peterbot and
exciting
Poyo
already.
did it not
Cleeks and
once,
Higgs on the
not
high
twice,
ground.
but it looks
I
like
didn't
3
think too many
times in a
teams
single
would
end game.
contest them until
Yeah, they
Peterbot and
definitely
Poyo
were
did
trying
it
to
not
go for the
once,
fight,
not
trying to
twice,
secure
but it looks like
eliminations
3
as
times in a
opposed to
single
just
end game.
building over
Yeah,
them
they
and kind of keying
definitely
up,
were
locking up
trying
the
to go for the
positioning.
fight, trying to
They wanted
secure
to
eliminations
contest
as
anyone
opposed to
who was
just
willing to go
building
for
over them
victory
and
on
kind
that
of
game. You
keying
gotta
up, locking
appreciate
up
that.
the
One thing I
positioning.
did notice
They wanted to
about Clicks and
contest
Higgs'
anyone
early game
who
was that
willing
they
to go
seemed to
for
be
victory
very
on
well
that
off
game.
on
You gotta
surge.
appreciate
In
that.
comparison to a lot of the other
Clicks and
top
Higgs'
teams,
early
we
game was
tuned
that
in
they
with
seemed
now
to
this
be
could be
very
due to
well
zone
off on
factors.
surge.
It
In
could be due to other
comparison to a
things.
lot of the
We'll
other
see though,
top
Jacob, they
teams
can keep it
we
up.
tuned in with,
Yeah,
now
we
this
saw a
could be
little
due
bit
to
from
zone
Peterbot and
factors.
Poyo.
It could be due to other
Agers
things.
Rituals
We'll see
that the
though,
surge
Jacob, they
plan
can keep
may
it up.
not have been going
we saw a little bit
according
from
to
Peterbot
usual, but
Poyo,
game
a
2
little
is
bit
here.
from
Plenty of time to
Agers
change it up. So
Rituals,
that the
jump.
surge plan may not have been going according to usual, but game 2 is here. Plenty of time to change it up. So let's jump into it.
With game 2 now to be written, once again, I continue to bring our focus on top 13.
With game 2
that
now
land
to be written,
qualification
once
being
again,
the
I
most
continue to
important
bring
part of this
our
entire
focus
thing.
on top
Obviously, winning a
13.
championship
That
is
land
fantastic.
qualification being the
However,
most important part
continue
of
to
this
keep
entire
pace,
thing.
playing as well as
Obviously,
we
winning
saw
a
some of our
championship
favorites
is
do
fantastic.
is exactly what
However,
we want as we
continue to
start
keep
leading our
pace,
way
playing
towards
as
Germany.
well as we saw some of our favorites do
Seeing if
is
anything kinda
exactly
switches
what
up
we want as we
too
start
much
leading
here.
our
This
way
is one of
towards
those
Germany.
spots we saw was going to be possibly double
if anything
contested,
kinda
triple
switches up
contested, but
too
this is the
much here.
thing.
This is
When
one of those spots we
FNCS
saw
does
was
roll
gonna be
around, those
possibly
drops
double
only
contested,
mean so
triple
much because
contested,
A,
but this is the
you might
thing.
have a
When
little bit of
FNCS
inkling, you
does
might
roll
want to drop
around,
somewhere
those drops
else, maybe
only
you play
mean
roulette to
so
try to
much
keep teams.
because A,
You might have a
little
surprise
bit of
just a little
inkling,
bit.
you might
Want to
G-Money
drop
Magma
somewhere
got a
else. Maybe you play
whole
roulette to try to
range
keep
of
teams
space.
uncontested. Down low towards the south
surprise
is
just a
going to
little
be
bit.
another team, and right towards the north, the Dark Dominion is going to be cold and rapid. So even though they have space in this early game monster, it doesn't mean it's always going to stay that way.
Yeah, I saw in the feed. Really curious about what happened there with Paper. Maybe we can get a highlight from the House of Sales or something like that. But we'll catch up. A lot of fall damage happening all weekend long. We've just kind of seen it go time and time again. But G Monster Magma, you can see splitting loot across one another as well, throwing heals, etc. Now we jump in with 7 names and Tex here, sitting above the fight that's about to go down with Noisy and his duo down low. And then you have this lurking team here to the north in the Vive.
Towards Studios, V doesn't usually travel too far away from his drop spot. Almost everything you need, from brick, metal, wood, and even a mending machine. But for Naves and Teeks kind of landing in the open, split drop. Got to make sure not to get pushed. Teeks looking like he was almost getting approached there for a moment. And this is kind of an interesting decision for Teeks and Naves in this split area because they don't really have a lot of extra heals. They don't have a ton of materials. And now they have to go elsewhere, but you can see how contested early game for Teeks and his duo.
Things are going to settle out there. A little bit positive damage, though. That's all you can really hope for. Meanwhile, back to Irvin. Veno, as we know, they take the north side of the boulevard. Then you have the Sanctuary having a full-on fight. As we jump in, it ends. Void, Zifta there. Finish this one up pretty quickly. They have attracted a couple other duos here to the sounds of the battle, but not near close enough to go ahead and jump in and
North side of the new Sanctuary, and that's over 10% of the actual lobby, maybe even close to 20, so you can see how stacked that edge of the zone actually is. What makes it hard to rotate into the north, like you actually see it kind of shifting the zone, forcing everybody towards the top side of the map. Chance and Tyler, they went ahead and left their contested drop early on, maybe getting some loot just to get what they're missing in their loadout. It's kind of a necessary evil when you're going ahead and triple contesting the south side of Battlewood Boulevard.
back on over to Peterbot. Boyo here. Scribbly Shores all to themselves. Not a soul in sight either. Just look at that map. No one looking to come close to their territory right now. Last game though, Boyo continuing to just keep that tension on the rest of the lobby. We've seen him, for whatever reason or another, really shine in the heats, and now shining to start things off here for the game 1. The grand finals. But one thing's for certain, Peterbot Boyo you start to take away a big lead on them, they're going to make sure they influence the lobby to try to fight back as they want to play for that championship.
Yeah, one of the few teams I feel like that can single-handedly close the gap with the eliminations. We're probably waiting until their back is up against the wall. Those there in Isho, familiar fight here, north side of the map, with the changes from Treetop Terrace going out and this spot kind of replacing it. Most of the loot is a little bit more focused towards the north side, which kind of causes a little bit more contested fights rather than splitting it. So for those there in Ishu, they've been landing here almost all season long, even throughout the changes. It'd be crazy to think they would leave anytime soon, especially with finals here. So for Raiden, CDZ, they're having a pretty good run from the play-ins to the heats till here. They just need to keep that momentum on their side against a team like those there in Ishu, who have also been playing pretty consistent in Division Cups and so on.
Those there Ishu are experienced as well, so Raven and CDZ just have to take note, learn from their previous games, but with this Venno curve lurking on Electro and Oak. Electro and Oak seem to feel like something is up, though. They're fully based down. They might have heard or caught some visual cues here, hence the waiting. Venno and Curve won't be able to stay here much longer. They will have to start healing here soon. In the feed, I do think CDZ found elimination, so we'll have to catch that update in a second.
Momsy might have actually turned this
What do
one
you think's
around.
happening?
Momsy's got
Oh, this takes a lot of patience from Venno and Curve. They're camping the mending machine right there. They're hoping that they kind of lost Electro and Ult. Yep, just like this. They peek through. They try to access the mending machine. First shot's going to be fired, which is an important amount of damage. You said it yourself. Curve and Venno have not healed just yet. Full shield, but it's the HP that is drastic here. Curve using the splashes by himself. Not sure what Venno has on the other side, but they're keeping pressure onto Ult, not letting him try and heal up. And even though Venno just took a second there to heal up, it's that second of difference that allowed for Curve to get pushed off of his current position, take some damage, and almost reset the fight.
Yeah, I was going to say, he was definitely limited on heals, so they had to get those pieces there, but this fight's not going to end here now. Venno, Curve already have a little bit of a damage advantage in the exchange, but they were trying to hope to secure those elims. This is that fight with CDZ and Raven, so what they learned from the last game is we got to finish this one up quickly. Once we attack, we got to finish the job, and it looks like CDZ and Raven do just that. And that's going to be their first big 8 points earned here in the finals. They can say they've done more than some as far as the finals appearance goes, and let's see if they can keep it up. Meanwhile, Venno and Curve pushing aggressively to finish the battle like we knew they would. They do come out successful.
Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and say it
Wow.
for CDZ and Raven. I think in a good way, they've been the biggest refresh and the biggest surprise to competitive this season. And honestly, I hope they continue to show off and show out as one of the new teams. We always talk about the new guard. Well, this is a crucial chance here because we could see a first-time finalist qualify to the Summit LAN. I think it said something about like 78 players are trying to qualify for their first LAN. And if the math just checks out, right, Monster? There are 13 spots up for grabs. That means 26 players will go to the Summit LAN. And if 78 players are trying to go to the first, that means roughly 2 to 4 players, no matter what happens here, will qualify for their first LAN in Fortnite. Exciting times.
Yep, the possibility is definitely there. I think 13 spots is very generous. Very generous. You know, most finals lobbies, when you look at the overall leaderboards, you know, you think like, oh, okay, you can drop a game or two each day and still be up towards the top 10. So that amount of grace and consistency, for sure, a new team can just have their moment here this weekend and see their way straight to the finals. It happens every year. We'll just see if it's going to be Raven and CDZ this time around. Threats and Veer, though, making do with their opportunity right now. Seem to be positioned pretty well. Last game, they were, of course, making it just past that mid-game now. Early game looking relatively decent for Muzz and Sphinx. Great end game showing from their side. Obviously, a second place. Nothing to scoff at. But one thing's for certain, catching storm sickness is one sad way to go out at the end.
Yeah, they're one of the teams that they did deal a good amount of damage overall throughout the course. Muzz in game one had the most damage dealt out of every individual player in the game. Just goes to show that they're really just kind of building that storm surge cushion. No matter if they're positioned high up on a mountain, not far away from their drop, or here where you'd think it's kind of disadvantageous to box up next to one of those mountains, they are very, very calculated about how they approach each and every one of these zones, whether if it max pull is far away, kind of goes and turns in their favor. They're ready for whatever comes their way. And this could be another team that's a very, very similar case, especially to start the year. We had Rapid. No matter who he teamed with, it seemed like he could not be stopped. Even in the solo finals competition, Rapid was at the top of the leaderboard. And Monster, let me tell you, when Rapid was reading zones like he knew where it was going to go 100%, he was almost never wrong. And now you bring that to duos when you have Cold by your side. So if you have somebody that can lead the charge, open up opportunities for someone like Cold, this could be another one of our big contenders this weekend.
Yeah, Rapid and Cold now on teams Twisted Minds. You know, looking back to Globals, I remember the last organization that he was on, you know, the leadership over there was telling me, like, Monster, keep an eye out on this guy. I'm telling you, Rapid is next up. And look, he's only continued to do better and bigger things now leading into this first major. You know, it doesn't get any bigger than working with one of the best on the region. Visuals and Braids, though, talk about a way to start their tournament run off. You know, this is not a new guard team. This is an experienced duo here that has been playing side by side for quite a few years now, it looks like. And just really nice to see them start this off so strong.
And rightfully so, because you not only throughout the heats, but the last chance qualifier, that high ground, especially in the win in your in type format, was so contested with so many teams. So it's almost like great heads up play for Visuals and Braids. Said, you guys want high ground, you guys can fight for it. We'll control the low ground here. And while everybody was fighting for high grounds, teams that gave it up, they went down low and were in shambles. Visuals and Braids, cool as a cucumber, they made.
Yeah. What teams gotta go? They just built southeast. Stare at all these teams. There's 2 teams that have to come right into us. They're looking at a team. I don't know where. There's a team. There's a team in Sandy on the diamond too that is gonna come into us. They're healing, right? Is that what the green means?
I don't know.
They're about to be in a 2-tick back there. Southeast still is there too. I'm just staring in zone. I mean, surely they just wrapped around. Look like southwest.
No. Southeast just built a wood cone.
The shooting kids down here. Don't overpeak too much.
Not.
They're about to be in a 2-tick. They're gonna probably come in before it pops to a 2-tick. I would assume.
Definitely trying to do a wrap to dead side play.
I don't know what their plan is.
Wrap to the dead side next round. Probably.
One team just got into our left. There's still shooting kids. Pulls max. I think we need to go. Look.
There's different mountain ranges and edges that they can access.
Yeah, and they only earned 6 points in game 1, so they have a lot of space to make up for. You look mid-game now.
It is actually a lot when you look at like EU has over double the player base.
Dud out, having one down after game 1 is a little rough. But it's not over just yet. Veno Curve though on the other side. Already 2 elims, still once again.
an incredible amount of chaos of people just flying above them, and somehow, you know, when the dust settled, they were the ones that ended up on the higher ground. But they also made it work from 8th zone with only 4 eliminations. You got to imagine, like, how do they do that? First 2 games, Clicks and Higgs, they fended off the fight for height. They look good.
Man, and I just don't even know, Viv, how they're just in the air for so long.
Right? It's
like, dude, they're even getting hit, and it's like, it's just not enough, right? It's just not enough. They land on builds. They're like, everything's fine. We're back to full HP. Don't even worry about it. Clicks and Higgs looking so good. That was game number 2. We're going to a short break. When we come back, we'll take a look at the lobby list and start preparing for the chaos that will be game 3. We'll see you in just a minute.
Hello? Hello?
Hello? I just realized, chat, that entire time I had my mic off. So, I'm streaming right. Well, I'll be right back. Okay. Well, I just went through that entire game commentating the entire thing. Commentating the entire thing. My mic is muted. Yeah?
And I don't know how to feel about it.
You're not used to losing. Getting beaten?
Not like this. These players are just so locked in.
Could it be the milk?
Mm-hmm.
It's okay. Stay there.
Welcome back, Fortnite fam, to Major 1 FNCS Finals in day number 1. Game number 2. Clicks fans, rise up. Our time is now. They get themselves a victory royale in game number 2. Kelly, they went ahead and put the whole lobby on notice. We're here to play. We are here for high ground and high ground only. But there was more that happened in that game, right, Kelly? A bunch of things as we get ready to look at the lobby list. You'd think Clicks and Higgs would be in first place, because I would think that, right? Like, oh yeah, they got a victory royale, but that's not the case, is it, Kelly?
No, it's not, because Agers and Ritual are up on top, and there is a big number that could indicate as to why, and that is their elimination number, right? They're currently leading the lobby with 13 eliminations. And yeah, for it just being 2 games, 13 is actually quite high. And of course, that's Agers and Ritual. Like I was saying earlier on at the top of the show, they actually have a higher amount of average eliminations in their Div Cup finals over Peter and Poyo. Agers and Ritual understand what a win condition means. And I don't mean a victory royale condition. I'm talking about the whole tournament. They know exactly what they need to do, Vivid, and they're showing it in our first 2 games.
Zeke completely destroyed Kelly's train of thought right there. That was awesome. Anyway, 10 eliminations for the duo just there in game number 2. As you can see, 7 on Agers, 3 on Ritual. And this is exactly what me and Kelly were kind of talking about. That Elim heavy refresh style of gameplay where they try to make it work from the mid ground. Got to give a big shout out though. You want to talk about fighting in the early game. Venno and Curry, we've kind of talked about how, you know, their drop spot, the situation over there, it's been a little bit weird. They've been kind of having to switch plans, but to me, it doesn't look like they switched plans at all, because to get their Storm Surge, they've basically been taking a couple of 2v2 fights in the early game, even sometimes in the Storm itself. And it's just been working out. You would imagine if you're taking 2v2 fights, you know, the way that the Storm Surge works now, it's a damage ratio. So they're taking these 2v2 fights, and they're just not really taking damage in them. How cleanly are they winning those fights?
I mean, if we're taking a look at this height still right now, it definitely was not too
Hey, what's up,
clean when you're kind of
Thanks for
little
the like.
focused on a certain player and everyone else looking up at you saying, oh, hey,
Hey, I'll do it. I'm just commentating over
FNCS.
Clicks and Higgs in second. They just got a win in the latest game.
I love that play we got to see from them fighting next to the mending machine, which
Agers
actually
Ritual got a 10 kill second and a 3 kill third to put him in first. Clicks and Higgs were down in like 8th and got that win, pushed him up to second. Pureball Poyo got pushed down to 8th.
This change to their drop spot situation and still be able to come out on top. I love to see it.
Yeah, as we're bringing up those standings, the reason we wanted to highlight them is we just talked about these 13 elims, and remember, we're getting 1 more point per elim, right? First place, Agers Ritual, 13 elims. But as we look at Curve and Venno, they already have 12, right? So we're just missing a handful of like consistency points, and then suddenly we're starting to run up that leaderboard. Cold and Rapid though, again, I feel like, Kelly, we have so much star power, right? We can look at any duo and just be like, yo, they're going crazy, and we probably would be right. But now we're kind of starting to pick up.
You like
right?
Fortnite too? Yeah, I play Fortnite like every single day.
A little like subdued. And even now, it's a very similar.
Next game starts in 1 minute.
4th, 8th place, 5 elims.
Actually, might already be up.
I'm kind of waiting, you know, Kelly. I'm kind of waiting for that ice cold game.
Copy the match ID.
I think how they play in tournaments is similar to kind of how they play in the end game. They kind of like to play in the mid ground. They love to play for refreshes. And if they need to go for kind of a heavy elim, they'll lock in and they'll go on the low ground, and then that's where we really see them tear. But for me, Cold and Rapid, it's less about how consistent they are and more about these insane.
They're all about to load into their next game. Well, they're loading in right now, so.
Yeah, so it's scary stuff for the leaderboard when we do see one of those games. Gotta give a big shout out to Acorn and Bolts. I feel like that game as well, because we saw a little bit of life of them in that game where they actually attempted to go for high ground right there. So it'll be interesting to see over the course of the next 10 games if they're going to kind of continue with that plan. Although I do want to kind of talk about how this whole like lobby and how the kind of lobby plays out. Clicks and Higgs, I feel like they fended off Peterbot in game number 1. I feel like they fended off a lot of teams there in game number 2. You gotta imagine at some point, Zeke, these teams are kind of gonna get tired of going up for the Clicks and Higgs are just gonna keep beating them at that fight, and eventually it might end up where Clicks and Higgs just have high ground for free. Kind of something to think about.
Yeah, man, like you're pointing out, the amount of players that have gone up to fight for it. Like, I think in any other circumstance we've seen that, it's like that team usually just like, okay, hey, my bad, like, you guys can have it, but Clicks and Higgs, they are holding on, Kelly. It's looking nice.
It's looking good, Zeke, but you know what else is looking good? Game 3.
That's right, Fortnite fam, it's game time. Buckle up. Game number 3 starts now.
Thank you, and yeah, just like that, we're approaching game 3 already. Finals days tend to go pretty quickly, but one thing's for certain, Jacob, it's too early to call anything just yet.
Yeah, I'm already kind of getting my wish. I said I just want game 12 to matter when it's all said and done. Already a 1-point difference, proving that history lesson we gave might come true. And this is going to be an exciting time to kind of see it. Will Clicks and Higgs continue to play for the high ground? Agers and Ritual, will they wake up? Or Peterbot and Poyo. Teams right now are poking the bear. We know what type of team they can turn into day 2.
Yeah, one thing's underrated is those elimination points are starting to rack up. You're earning more for your value here when you get eliminations of seeing someone like Aegis and Rituals up at the top just because they managed to pop off in that last game. They definitely are being rewarded there on the standings. But one thing's for certain, Pewterbot and Boyo don't usually get lobbied like that. So we'll see what they're going to change up here for game number 3.
Consistency coming out of Clicks and Higgs so far throughout 2 games. Aegis and Ritual as well, their first place on the leaderboard. Already locking down a 2nd and a 13th with 13
See if I can
total
load into here.
eliminations. Gotta like what Curve and Veno are doing as well. Just kind of keeping it close, and that's going to be the interesting thing of how the day ends today. Really has control of how you get to play tomorrow.
You know, one thing about Fortnite is there is a little bit of luck involved. You know, when you went back and saw the highlights, I actually can't believe Higgs survived the way he did. That should have been Veno and Curve's game right there. I'm just going to say that for the record. As Paper and Resi are getting active right now at their drop here, Jacob. Not...
Alright, I'm gonna speed this up a little bit. So just so we can stay caught up. Seems like everyone's gonna be dropping. Switch over to Blake, see how he's doing. Goes to Higgs instead, that's weird. Must be a glitch, but not mad about it. Alright, my mic is on. Okay, Blake in the game. Trying to get some beams out of the air. Blake on 10 points with Preston. Preston already got a shotgun off spawn, looking good. No kills yet, 5 builds. He's gonna look for a rivalry? Is rivalries in here? Tyler takes down Oak. VT and Zayt, or Zift. Ziftaruni. Healing up after being in a fight. We head over to Drew and Chris, see how they're doing. 8 points over at the northwest side of Squibbly. Boy, BT goes down. Bookie and Zen, 28 points. Looking good. Switch over to Higgs. 133 points. Won the last game. He's getting his free loot over at Wonky. The best POI. And just like that, he has a gold shotgun already. And he can go ahead and start the game again. This is literally all they have to do to just get the craziest loot. Bloods and Sphinx, 106 points. Humble Hills. Not looking too shabby. No teams around Clicks or Pigs though. Except for Crown and Dragon, but they're like super far to the right. Dolzier and Ishu, 24 points. Team's looking good over here. Looks like we have a little bit of an interaction. Oh, it's just the foundation. I am enough as a solo assault. They're spread out. I'd love to see enough because I just remember seeing him whenever he used to just start becoming good because he got a PC and stuff. Love to see him doing good. Love to see him in a Grand's lobby. direction between visuals, braids, Lulu. Scratch walking around. The big Harry next to Tyler and Chance. Tyler and Chance trying their best to keep their guard up, but he's near. He's crouch walking. He knows he's there. They're there. He's just looking for a nice shot he can tag onto them. Vino plays his parts right. He could end up 1v2ing here. He sees them breaking those walls. He has to make sure no one else is going to shoot at him. 81 builds and a green shotgun and a bunch of hope. Blake's just farming up some materials. Already 107 builds. Looking mighty good. Higgs already getting started on the tower over there. Peterbot and Polio on 88 points at their Squibbly Shores. They're right over at the gas station. Peterbot's rushing. Next to Muzz and Sphinx. They're trying to run. Oh, looks like we're getting into a big fight right here. Trying to take some tags onto Sphinx. He doesn't get him. He's running backwards and they're trying to shoot at him. They know it's him. They know it's Peterbot. Peterbot not getting into any engagement. Muzz and Sphinx left him alone. Encrypted HQ. 84 points. South of Squibbly. Just trying to farm up. Batman Nick and Skinny Set. Just a little bit south of them. Starting to rotate, and they seem to be rotating as well. Just trying to grab some quick mats along the way. Bolt's on the mountain near Clicks and Higgs. Is he gonna go key them? Bolt above. He made a surge base. He's ready. He knows Clicks and Higgs are there. He's gonna take some beams if he can find them. Two teams really close. We could see Batman, Nick, and Polio engaging. Peterbot looks back. He'll see him right now. Peterbot's running away. Nick and Set nearby. Polio nearby. Do they know? I don't think they do. If they see him though, they're gonna go key him. They see him. They know he's right there. He's gonna look for some, and they beam him. 119. Polio left. Skinny Set, they're just trying to get away. They don't want to key him because they know what he can do. They know Polio. They know what Polio can do, what he can pull off. Vino and Curve. Welcome to the stream, Dot. Rapid and Cold, 107 points. They have their little surge base here with some good mats. 146 mats, they're going to try and farm up the rest of the way. Looking good. They've been very consistent. They just need to keep up that consistency. Most Sphinx, Alpha Funky. Click's probably on his surge base. 122 builds, gold shotgun, some hopes and dreams. We have two teams contesting. Oh, Polio and Peterbot into a fight. Batman Nick goes down. Skinny set runs. Peter Von Paul will say, "This is my drop spot." Ooh, the suspense. What are they gonna get? Threats takes down Slips. Curve healing up. They're still in Storm. Over at the bottom of Riptides, we have Threats and Veer pushing towards Wagers and Slipsy. Nearby, going straight towards them. We could see some engagement here. And he gets beamed from behind by Slipsy. Madden and Cole. 30 points in their surge base just north of Frigid Fortress. Trikey trying to get away from them. He's away from his duo right now. His duo just a little bit away. On a surge base staying near him. Jargy with 2 full chugs. He's gonna pop his med kit. Smart play. Clicks and Higgs all in their search base and Wonky. Clicks looking for some shots. Welcome to him. Feeders and Ritual just 1 point in first place right now in their base right now. Third place, Kingling and a Viv. Kingling getting beamed. He might go down. Getting shot at by Sniper Dude and Avenger. He needs to pop a medkit. Visuals Braids on 109 points. No kills, camping in Storm. Looking mighty healthy. Is that you playing right now? No, it's not. This is the streaming replay, so this is all the pro players. So we got Clicks up here, Peterbot, you know, all the big pros. Blake and Preston still alive. Only 10 above Surge though. When Surge turns on, they might go down. 77 people left, 39 teams. Jargoot takes down Listen. Reet nearby. Could see some action right here. Encrypted in HQ versus Cooper and Reet. Cooper sitting in his cone. Reet trying to look as well. Using that cone advantage to scout everything out around him. Tyler, is he solo? No, Chance is still alive. They just still split. There's Chance right there. Drew taking a little bit of storm, taking a little bit of damage. Golden and Ozone still alive. No, not Golden and Ozone. They're not even like in this. My bad. Crayon and Dragon taking their shock into Wonky. Blake and Preston nearby. Crayon gets beamed for 25. Storm Surge warning going out. Everyone rotating. Clicks and Haked outside Wonky. They know this place. This is their POI. They know it left and right. They know where all of the good spots are. Crayon right next to Blake. Blake and Preston. They could actually gain some points this game. They can just lock in. Next to Seek and Taki. They're going in. Take down Taki. It's just Seek left. They got their finish. 120 on the Dragon. Crayon trying to keep building the wall right there. Blake just going absolutely crazy. I am enough. He might try and go for height. Storm Surge is active. Hang on. Okay, there they are. For a second I thought they were dead. Threads takes down Scare. Seek takes down I Am Enough. Peterbot taking some shots onto Neo. Get some shots taken at him. Wagers. Nearby we have all these teams. Reed and Cooper. In the cone. Visuals and Braids right here. Aloe taking his free rotate. Well, he still can. Encrypted in HQ. Cold and Rapid. Is anybody gonna go for this supply drop right here? Peterbot and Polio are right on them. They're gonna go for it. And they're gonna get some free gloves. Javi getting some shots taken at him. 7 slices of pizza. He gets hit. 30 HP. He needs to pop some of his pizza quickly. Aminish looking for some shots. They might get beamed. He places the wall. Chance and Tyler on 12 points. We're about to get top 50. Blake takes down another player. Wow, this may be their game. Blake and Preston 1 kill each. 18 points in total. We're 1 person away from that top 50 where we start earning some placement points. They're 800 above. You need to get those extra few mats. Aminish takes out Vino. Preston gets the finish on Vino. He's getting that free pump, that free refresh. Those extra mats for Preston. Preston looking mighty stacked. Blake. Ritual's taking some beams as Sager's dead? Chance and Tyler still chilling, haven't gotten any kills yet. Or actually, Tyler has 1 kill. Truebot and Chris, 8 points. 49 builds left, not looking too good for them. Brett's and Beer just above them. Braids and Visuals on 117 points. Placement points are going out. Ritual is the first place team on 142. So pop some of that chug just to get the extra HP up. We know how Ritual does in this types of situations. He goes crazy. Could we see that from him right now as a solo? Taking a little bit of storm damage. Going for the shock. Popping another pizza. He's out of pizzas. All he has is his chug. He's going for the heal off. He got 10 left in his chug. 125 HP. Just a little more storm damage. He'll be dead. Preston takes down Zen. Click stays on height. W. Taking some shots down. Ritual's on 156 points. Just barely in first place by 5 points. He gets his nice refresh that he needed. 1 build. Peterbot takes out Mako. Rabbit takes out Cole and gets his finish. Ritual goes down on 160. Clicks Higgs on 157. They could steal first place right here, right now. Ladies and gentlemen, Higgs takes some shots at Bolts. Just in Storm. He gets a couple tags. Clicks just a little bit below. Peterbot on 132 points. That's Peterbot Pollo. Looking mighty fine, 60 builds. Could this be the game where Peterbot just goes out and goes crazy keying people? He's already got 5 kills right with him right now on a gold shotgun. Right above 2 teams. He just saw HQ, but didn't. Yishu right in his box. Oof, he doesn't take the shot. He misses! Elzier goes down to cold. Cooper goes down, kills encrypted. Click sakes have officially stolen first place. Jacob, thanks for the likes. And welcome. Hey, I'm back. Oh, Pollo dead. It's all up to Peterbot. He gets a nice beam on. He gets a nice tag onto Rapid. Cooper dead. 14 builds. He's getting that extra few biz. Ishu right on him. He can't quite get the hit on him. Five builds. Crutch walking around. He's gonna go for the shot onto Rapid, but he doesn't. Chris right here. Rapid on 180 points, just above Clicks and Higgs. 186 points. Rapid, 1 HP. He gets the kill on the Slepsy. He gets his finish. 202 points. And he goes down to Wagers. Oh, he goes down to Clicks. Clicks and Higgs with a back-to-back win. I actually did not see that. W, back-to-back wins and grands. Okay, immediately going back to the broadcast. What? Wow, that is crazy. Back-to-back wins.
So, stay tuned.
Wow, wow. Back-to-back wins. Clicks and Higgs in first place. W. I really hope Clicks and Higgs can take away this brands. Coming up is game 4. Visuals and Braids drop down to 4th. Peterbot and Pollo in 5th on 152. Over you, Clicks and Higgs, bro. Wait, if you're mid play.
And I don't know how to feel about it.
You're not used to losing. Getting beaten?
Not like this. These players are just so locked in.
Could it be the milk? Stay there.
All right, let's see what they have to say.
Really quickly, I said lobby list, what I meant was standings. In case you're just tuning in, you've missed the fact that Clicks and Higgs got 2 back-to-back victory royales in a major finals lobby. Now, I told you that
in
you'd
grand
be shocked.
finals.
Now, remember, after game 2, we're like, Clicks and Higgs should be in first place, right? Well, you know what's crazy? They are kind of in first place right now as we bring up the standings, but interestingly enough, Kelly, we are actually tied currently because Cold and Rapid decided, you know what we're going to do in this last game? We're going to get a second place with 11 eliminations, and here we are. Scores are tied.
I mean, Vivid, you're asking how, but between 9 and 20 eliminations, that right there is a 44-point difference. And if we look at their average placement, yes, Clicks and Higgs do have a 2.33 average placement, but Cold and Rapid are right behind them with a 5.67 average placement. So we talked about it. We'll talk about it again, that it doesn't just need one facet of your game to do well. You can't just grab a bunch of eliminations, or you can't just grab a bunch of wins. You have to be able to do both, and that is what Cold and Rapid are doing. They're making sure that they are making it to the end game every single time. For some reason, someone's giving them the mythic reloader, and this is what is allowing them to just have so much damage and so much control on the low ground that the teams that are on high ground, like Clicks, is not even able to get any eliminations.
Ew. Oh my gosh, Rapid fending off, winning the 1v2 there on low ground. I didn't even catch that. But as you can see there, when we actually tuned into Rapid, when that solo clutch started,
I'll be right back,
they were
chat.
on 180 points when Cold went down. So Rapid himself, just being a solo in the end game, picking up 1v2s like that, picked up 30 points to put them on 210. So an incredible performance right there from Rapid to kind of keep them at the top of the leaderboard.
And that was the game that we were calling out for, right? Like right before this game, we were saying, we're kind of waiting for that big pop off Cold and Rapid game, and they just had it, right? And it's enough to go ahead and tie up first. We have a competition on our hands that is so crazy. Man, even Agers and Ritual right now holding on. And I think what's crazy too, if you look in 5th place, Peterbot and Pollo, right? We've kind of continued to see Pete and Pollo get in the situation where one of them is left solo. But even in these tough situations, they're only 60 points behind. Like, this isn't like, hey, first place is like 100 points behind or like over 100. Like, we saw what one good game can do for Cold and Rapid, right? Peterbot and Pollo, they just need that one game. And then suddenly, like, that gap closes, right?
Yeah, Peterbot and Poyo right now are kind of just, I think they're failing from too much success. They're doing too much on the mid-ground right now, and that's kind of putting them into these a little bit of rough positions because they're being so aggressive, because they're looking around at all these different angles on the mid-ground. They're getting kind of like chopped out, they're getting pulled out, so that they're ending up being a solo over and over again. And although it is Peterbot, and if anyone can run a solo game, it's going to be him. Eventually, you are going to need to be a full duo going into the end game right now, and I think that is just the slight issue that we're having with Peterbot and Poyo. But I say that, and if you look historically, Peterbot and Poyo are a day 2 team. They're already climbing up the leaderboard, Vivid. So although they might not be having the first 3 games that they won, it is definitely not the end for this duo.
Yeah, I think the larger theme here of the fact that still towards the top of our leaderboard, even like the top 10, it still feels like an incredibly close competition, even though we just had, over the course of 3 games, a team win 2 of those games. So crazy stuff kind of happening over here on NA. Every single team, every one of our top teams is picking up points some way, somehow, and they're keeping...
Facts.
Crazy I'm getting.
Facts.
What the fuck is wrong with you? I damn near have a headache because how loud I'm fucking turning right now.
But I feel like this is fun, right?
Over the
We'll
course
do
of
like
the
this.
first
Should we add
3
mods in there?
games,
Is this fair now? I feel like this is fair, right?
now. Clicks and
I think this is...
Hydra.
Open up the yellow shade, bro.
No, you have to.
The yellow shade's fucking...
5.56 is crazy.
Because going into game number 3 right here, it kind of panned.
Click
I want to take a look at the damage ratio at game 3.
Wow.
Got better.
Clicks and Higgs in first and second for the damage ratio? Wow.
And if you remember how game number 1 and game number 2 kind of panned out, how many people were going up for higher and how many people were fighting them for it, and they still had like these incredibly positive damage ratios. And again, game number 3, that one, yeah, it's kind of justifiable because, you know, we talked about how nobody looked up towards high ground, so it makes sense that they didn't really take that much damage, but those guys are playing super, super good.
That's just wild to me, because we would talk so highly of Cold back when he would get like a 3.0 damage ratio.
Yeah.
That was almost unheard of. And yes, we are only halfway through. I'm sure those numbers are going to be adjusted as the tournament goes on, but absolutely incredible showing from Clicks.
Yeah, and I think if we could just get nitpicky for like a second, right?
yeah.
This is kind of like we're kind of like talking about this a little before break, but yes, we love that they're getting the victorials, right? But we're not hitting those like Elim thresholds that we need to be seeing, right? That's why Cold and Rapid suddenly shoot up the standings, right? Because remember, we have that extra point, Kelly, and it doesn't sound like a lot. 1 more point, okay, big deal. But these Elims, they will very quickly stack up, especially if you hit double digits.
I mean, when you consider 1 point is, I said 25% before last time I was wrong, 33% increase is a huge stat increase for any number. And of course, when it's eliminations, when there are teams that focus on eliminations, having you just eventually just go up to them and be like, hey, that tournament that you just did, let's give you 33% more points for your eliminations. And if you look at some of these Div Cup finals, if you have it in the format for grand finals where it's 4 points per elimination, it would be very different teams in the top of our leaderboard.
Yeah. Jake's greedy, man. He wants more. He's like, yeah, looks like I got 2 wins. I want Elims. Like 2.
Why are you putting my, you know what, Caster's help. Just take it away.
Yeah, I want to give credit to Clicks and Higgs. I think what we're working is the best team as far as positioning and decision-making going against the best team at eliminating and running things on the low and mid ground right now. And again, it's only 3 games in, right, Jacobs? But the identity is starting to take shape for these duos.
Yeah, it just almost seems like Clicks and Higgs is they are going to win this major one or lose this major one for something they did or didn't do in their own right. They have full control over their own destiny here. A little bit of a passive game plan here. That's how they've been able to get 2 victory hours, Monster, and they're tied for first place. I don't want to cause any curses, but can this be the major? We're already done with half of day number 1. We're jumping into game 4 to start the second half.
This game 4 is going to be an important one. It's going to be the solidifying factor of how did you do generally here on the day. All you need is a good 4 games to be very much in a race to contest a championship weekend. And we are already 3 down. Well, one thing's for certain though, Jacob, no one's playing super perfect just yet, right? Every duo so far has a little bit more to be desired in one area or another.
I was gonna say Sniper Dude and Avenger reaching on over to this side of the map to try to take on Jack and Enfen. Avenger and Sniper Dude, they were landing on the eastern side of the map, almost triple contesting their drop. I thought they were maybe going to make their way on over towards Wonky Land because that is where they have been playing time in and time out, whether if it's a divisional cup or the actual finals lobbies. They're trying to switch things up more so in their favor. Paper and Resi. Split drop here. You can see the two differences. Top of the mountain, inside of the house, and Takes already getting a good amount of damage onto Paper as he tries to make his way down.
Loaded into the next game. It's Bucky and Zen. All right, let's go, chat. The Bucky and Zen off spawn. Who is gonna get the gun first? Bucky landing a little bit away, Zen landing on the gun. And Zen with the 1v2 off spawn. Oh wait, did he 1v2? Well, just got that one kill, but nice kill by Zen. Looks like they're gonna win their off spawn. Nut underground. QK and Contrap already with the kill. Going down, Nut nearby. Ooh, they see Nut! They see Nut! Are they gonna chase him? Probably not, they're just gonna play it safe. Peter Bumpoyo over at Squibbly. A little bit off to the side. Shooting in a bush, see if there's anyone in there. There isn't. Cold and Rapid tied for first, Clicks and Eggs. Whoop. About that Dark Dominion. Cold with some nice beams. That's Clicks Higgs over here. Higgs with one shotgun ammo? That's interesting. Clicks Higgs going for Ishu! He can't shockwave. He messed up his shockwave again. Is that a third time he messed up his shockwave? Come on, come on. Clicks with 30 shotgun ammo. He gets shot up from the side. Told you, Ishu. Backing up a little bit. Clicks Higgs still alive. Ishu running. Yep. Those are new shoots together. They're both running away. Those are an issue going over to Wonky Land with Sniper Dude and Avenger. They're just like, yeah, sure, we'll switch spots. You guys go over there. We're gonna go over here and take over your spot. Crayon dead. And Pen and Dragon fighting. Come on, Pen. He's like right there. Come on. And Pen, there's no way. I'm gonna sleep. You messed that up, then you deserve that. That's fine. Ishu get into a fight right now. Actually, no, he isn't. He's just trying to play it safe. Clicks Higgs going on Mountain. Ahorn and Bolt split up a little bit. Dragon left by himself. Garen Osid, Taki just lurking nearby. Blake and Preston at the south side. Check up on Colton Rapid. Rapid just trying to farm up. Get those extra materials. Getting set up for late game. He knows he can play well in those types of situations. He just has to make it for there. Jared Colton, his surge base. Quicksake still on Mountain. Avenger and Sniper Dude. One Monkey. Clicks and Hakes going directly towards Bolts and Acorn. They know this is their POI. Oh. Acorn Bolts 126 points. Click Sigs lurking nearby.
How is that Messi? Bullshit. So he's bleeding in the face, but it's a penalty against us.
Acorn Bolts right nearby. They see him. They go for the beam. Bolt 23. Acorn. A bunch of shots taken on him. Are they gonna key or they're gonna back up? They're gonna back up. Back off of them. They could win that fight though. Just trying to get some beams in for Surge.
Oh, shit.
They know this is their spot. Acorn and Bolts, they're covered. Quickly got their health back up. Try to look for Clicks and Higgs. Could we see Clicks and Higgs going back to their POI or looking for some shots? Taking that mountain to get down there, going back into their POI. Avenger nearby. Literally right on them. If they find him, he's dead. He's trying to run. He gets beamed. 105 HP. Clicks and Higgs are gonna go and invade. They know this is their POI. They know this is right. There's nowhere for them to run. Avenger just trying to get some quick mats. Right there. takes right after the clicks now. Madden and Cole coming in on backside.
Get out of there.
You forgot? You're at your friend's house? It's alright, bro. Don't worry about it. Still good. Beat up on play on 52 points, still alive. Looking at Blake and Preston. A lot of heals on them. Yo, what's up, Gunner Baseball? Just watching FNCS. If you could follow, that'd be amazing. Totally up to you, though. Clicks and Hake got back-to-back wins. Thanks for the likes. Storm Surge now active. 41 teams, 82 players, no solos. What's up, Noah? Welcome to the stream. Mo's right on him. Clicks popping a medkit back in Storm. Golden Rapid. Second place team right here. Right next to a team. Storm Surge wording is going out. Cold and Rapid are above though. 0 eliminations. Popping his med kit. team just trying to disengage. And Crayon takes out Scooter. Shooting at visuals and braids, don't get any tags on them. Zone's a 5-tick. Clicks whips his shot. He stops his med kit for that. Higgs goes down. His only chance for a refresh also dies. It's Clicks as a solo. Oh, he gets a kill on the 20. Don't key that, don't key that, don't key that, don't key that. They're gonna get... Nice. Up in first place, 214 points. This is solo. He's got good mats. He got that nice refresh for the extra health. He takes some fall damage. He's looking for a refresh. I get, and he goes down to paper.
Yeah! Oh, come on.
It's only leaving one team who could take first. As the team of 160 could catch up and get a nice win here. It's cold and rapid. Clicks Higgs, not even any placement points yet. Goes down. Golden Raptor taken down just before placement starts, then that should still leave Clicks and Higgs in first. Placement points are getting started now. Zen goes down. Oh, what's up, Nolan? Goes down. Rapid and Cold, 212 points.
Yes!
Rapid left by himself up. Cold's back. You want to be my editor still? Yeah. What was it for? Like $5 or something? But yeah. Just give me some clips. Just send them to me in TikTok or whatever, and I'll edit them. $5 a month, okay. Send me in TikTok your my thing starts today, and also if you don't send me any clips, that's not my fault. I don't get paid by the clip, I get paid by the month. So if you don't send me any clips for the month, then or 10 depending on the edit, okay. Send me whatever you want me to edit, and I'll do it. You play Fort? Yeah, I do. You wanna play tomorrow? Yeah, sure. What up? I post Fortnite content on my YouTube and stuff. Upload basically daily. but I'm pretty good. I got like 300 points on the latest tournament, so, you know. Give me 2 seconds, chat. All right. Ooh, jump straight into him. Got on to listen on my way. Gets tagged. Take down rapid. Cold left as a solo. Cold goes down. How good are you at Fort? I'm pretty good. Yo, what's up, Below Zero? Welcome to chat. Yeah, I'd say I'm really good. Acorn bolts. Cold nearby. Acorn and bolts with the wind. That's actually crazy considering Clicks and Higgs beamed them at the beginning and went from being in scrambles to winning the game. It's actually crazy. Pull up the Fortnite stream.
Guys ready to find out where they are? We'll have to wait until after this break. When we return, we'll take a look at the standings. They're in the top 5. But you're going to be surprised yet again. See you soon.
Peter Bob Pollo in 6th. Quick Sags in 3rd. Just 1 point below Visuals and Braids. Right back. Who was saying that? Do not restart Grants. I swear if they restart Grands. If they restart Grands, I'm not doing this. Show me your free builds real quick. Yeah, I bet. I also made my own 1v1 map.
Welcome back, Fortnite fam. So, Acorn and Bolts got themselves a victory royale in game number 4.
But I do have some bugs that I fixed. I'm going here really quickly.
Going into the game, 210 was tied at first, right?
Really
so
quickly just because I'm trying to fix some bugs.
111 points.
So yeah.
They are in the top 5, but it's just a little more complicated than that.
All right. I'm gonna be a little bit delayed though, because I'm streaming on my same PC. Hang on, let me unplug my phone real quickly. Turn my voice up. I could do that, or I could just speak up. Trust me, I'm way better whenever I'm not delayed. You literally just look down here, I'm streaming on both. So. Why don't I just do this here? Go here, go to my channel. Videos. Down to here. So yeah, here I am right here. Double edits, some triple edits. How much was my PC? 2 grand. By now it's probably worth like 2.5 grand to 3,000, so. Value's gone up because of RAM and whatnot. It's got 32 gigabytes of DDR5 RAM, a Radeon 9060 XT, 2 terabytes of Samsung 990 terabyte storage SSD. It's got a B850 motherboard, 750 watt power supply. Yeah. And it's got some Thermalright fans. Yeah. 2 sticks of G-Skill DDR5. Okay, now I'm just gonna go back here, turn this on. Oh shoot.
If that's scary territory, because yes, with a single game, right, we can close that gap, no problem, but they are now firing on all cylinders, right? Cold and Rapid, like you said, have now placed outside of 8th place. They literally have nailed consistency right here, right now, in just day number 1. Kelly, if we continue this trend, they will pull away, right? If we just get 2 more games like this, that's not going to be a 50-point lead. That could be over 100 points.
That's true. And just the storylines that are coming out, you know, Acorn and Bolts, after winning that game, also climbing up the leaderboard right now. Wouldn't it be just so fitting?
Oh yeah, this is, I also have a Ryzen 7
for first place in major number 1 instead of it being Petermon Clicks. I would just love for that story to develop. Also, Rapid and Bolts are also 2 teammates that have a lot of similarities as well. Former teammates that have a lot of similarities as well. Joined by Colt and Acorn. So maybe we're focusing on the wrong story right now, Vivid.
It actually went down a
Yeah,
little
I
bit.
mean, it definitely is.
I bought
a
this for 150
possibility.
back in
Speaking about, like,
August, so-
Peterbot and Pollo, it'd go down early that game as well, which is, you know, another one of those teams that we do expect.
We
to
should
see
1v1
Mahogany
tomorrow. What
this
time is it
weekend.
for you?
know,
Right now
Bulls
it
kind
is
of
6:30 for
found
me.
it a little bit of
6:28.
a breeze to kind of sit up there on the high ground that game. But even though they went down early, Peterbot and Pollo, they're still in 6th place right now. So, like Zeke mentioned, one game kind of closed the gap immensely. But right now, about 100-point difference between 1st place and 6th. So that's the difference between Golden Rapid and Peterbot and Pollo. So a lot of ground to make up if they want to, you know, return in the competition at the top of the leaderboard.
Yeah, man. It's looking different, right? Like, even if we kind of go back to Clicks and Higgs, right? We've had these games where, and like, just think about it, right? The moment that you have a tough early game or something goes wrong, every single decision these duos are making is pushing them closer or farther up that leaderboard, right? Because in this situation, one thing goes wrong, and now look, we fall early, and that allows the rest of the lobby to catch up. That allows Golden Rapid to move further away from us, right? Like,
yeah,
it's so crazy how just these micro decisions that the players are making, Kelly, is like, it's either gonna make or break their game right now. And right now, more than ever, we can't be allowing that to happen.
No, and it's something that you can kind of expect to happen, even with, like, you know.
All right, guys. I
inconsistent
unfortunately
players
do
like
have to
Angels
go,
and Ritual,
but ending
you know,
off here,
they got
Golden
first place,
Rapid
they
in
got 17th
first,
place.
Visual
They're
Braids in
known to be
second, Clicks
incredibly
Higgs
consistent.
third.
So if you look
If I
at,
get
you know,
back, then
teams, regardless
the
of
latest
how
will be
they
on
perform
1,
beforehand, I
earliest
think
will
what
be
we need to
11.
look
Okay,
at is
I can get on
how
11.
once they have
But
a
I do
bad
have to
game,
go though.
like a lot of our top teams did.
If I come back, then I will restart